What is going on, Hancock County? Mitch Gibson here with the Inside Hancock County Podcast. You can see that I'm not in the studio today, and I think that's a good thing. I kind of don't like sometimes getting so caught up in the same routine of being in the same place. But with this gentleman right here, Charlie Vetter's opening up a storefront for his local business here in Greenfield, right on Main Street here. Actually, we're looking right across at the Rick's Theater. I think if that's even still what it's still called.
Yep.
Looking at the Rick's Theater. So if that kind of gives you an idea of where he's located at. That's where we're at today shooting this episode. We are at Organic Robot and Designs. Is that correct?
Organic Robot Designs.
Organic Robot Designs. Owner, founder, master of all minds, Charlie Vetters joins the show. Charlie, appreciate your time today, and
thanks, Mitch.
Can't wait to hop in this episode.
Awesome.
I guess kind of to dive in a little bit, I want to learn about you. I know your family's big name in the community. You guys have resided here for however long, I think forever, since probably the longevity of your life. We'll hop into that here in a second. But for those people out in the community who may not know, whether that's either in Hancock County, Fortville, McCordsville, or even the surrounded counties, what is Organic Robot Designs and what's your passion behind it?
Organic Robot Designs is a lot of things, but just recently I did open a storefront here in downtown Greenfield, like Mitch said, right across from Lincoln Square, Rick's Theater there. And I do screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, online stores, just make lots of cool stuff and have fun.
So when you say make lots of cool, and this is what I'm doing, I'll post a picture so everybody can see it. And this is what I love about your shop, and I guess it's the whole word of organic. And you think of the word organic, I look at organic in two different ways. One, like on a vegetable side of things, like a garden, like we're gonna have organic seeds in our garden. We're gonna do this organically.
Yeah, cucumber robot didn't sound that good. So
no, carrot robot designs.
Yeah, no.
And then I look at it on like the social media side of things and content. Like I love making organic content. I don't like advertising the content because if it's good enough piece of content, people are going to come to it. And I think that's kind of the mindset behind maybe your storefront and your store here. When I look up at these shirts and your graphic design work, I think organic. Like it's different. There's nothing like that around town. There's nothing like that in Hancock County. And when I saw that you had a storefront and saw that you had a business, and I didn't even know that you did have a business until you had the storefront and all this social media stuff started blowing up. When you're thinking about the name of Organic Robot Designs, was it something that was unique in your mind? Was it just sitting there? Did you think too hard about it? Did you think long about it? Because I think it's a pretty freaking awesome name.
Well, it's kind of a long story, but it's good advice also for people that are starting a business, because I started out just printing some shirts and selling at events, small events. Raleigh Days was one of the first places Raleigh Festival was one of the first places I sold at. And just to kind of, I like to print stuff that I enjoyed, and then with screen printing, you have to print a batch of shirts at a time, and so I had these leftovers, so I thought, well, I'll sell them. And a lot of the stuff I was printing was outdoor recreation, camping, fishing, hiking, biking, that kind of stuff, in Indiana-based designs. And I just came up with the name Organic Robot, and I started selling. Well, the events got bigger and bigger, selling at the State Fair and Flower and Patio Show, and I mean these huge events, and people started, knowing me as Organic Robot, and they'd come to the things. And so when I started a store, when I became an LLC and started the process of having my own shop, Organic Robot Designs is not necessarily, Organic Robot was not the best. You want a name that describes your business, and I was Organic Robot at that time. And but people knew me as that. People would come to these shows from all over Indiana and stuff, and there's Organic Robot, So I kind of got stuck with it. I should have think ahead. If you're starting a new business, think about your name before it takes off. Because you might get stuck with it. And so I added designs to it, so that tells a little bit about what I do, but it's still not printing or whatever.
But the fun thing about that, and I'm glad you said that, because I've been on a big kick on a couple of other like insurance podcasts and on content side of things and marketing podcasts. And I talk about it all the time, and it's but you say when you're thinking about starting a business, think hard about it before you go through with the actual storefront or the actual LLC or the name, you might be bashing yourself a little bit because what you did, and I always hammer this, if you don't have your personal brand, or people don't know who your personal brand is or what your personal brand is about. So this is all before Organic Robot Design Storefront. People notified you as Organic Robot. Obviously, I want people to know me as Mitch Gibson, which is because I don't have any creative names and stuff like that. I'm just a person. I'm just an entity and a body here. But for you, that was the start of your success. Was you developed your personal brand. People knew who you were by a specific brand name, and you just turned that into a business. So I think it's absolutely freaking awesome. I think it's amazing. Take notes, people. He's saying before you think about, I think it's awesome because you did do that. And if that kind of makes any sense for people out in the world, like you go to a flower patio show or you go to these, events like Riley Days, and it sucks that we haven't been able to have any of those this year or even last year, but you killed it in the aspect of you were authentic, you were yourself, and you built authority by your product and what you were passionate about. And I talk passion a lot. And Charlie and I, before I got on the show, I was talking to him about doing like an online store. Charlie does online stores. If your business or organization or sports team or school wants to do that, get in contact with him. But I almost wore it today, but when I was kind of developing my personal brand, and Charlie, it was me going through some life stuff that made me have to wake up and kind of, figure out who Mitch Gibson was. And, I was not focusing on my core values of what I needed to do. So the big thing that I think every single day when I wake up is I've got to have passion for everything I'm doing. So I have a sweatshirt, it's black plain sweatshirt with passion printed on top of it, and that's it. And I think that you can probably go in on this, and that's just kind of the question I'm getting ready to ask, is if you don't have passion about what you're doing, you're probably not going to be too successful at it. Is this something you've always been passionate about?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I grew up, I went to college, and I got a degree in business management, and I was in middle management for 15, 18 years, and when the recession hit, in the early 2000s, I lost my job and I went back to school for graphic design, and I found out, I kicked myself, why didn't I do this a long time ago? Because this is something I'm really passionate about. I enjoyed, management, I enjoyed that kind of stuff, but I'm doing stuff now that I really enjoy doing. And as a graphic designer, I did that before I started screen printing, and that makes a difference in a lot of ways because a lot of screen printing is not good graphic design. It's just kind of slap some clip arts on there or whatever, and it's not working with the people that come in. They say, like, I like to ask people about their business. Ask them, what do you want to say? What do you like?
What do you enjoy?
What do you enjoy? And work something out with them, and it's problem solving type of thing. But my passion, graphic design, you sit there at the computer for 12 hours a day, click, 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 click. And, and I really enjoy hands-on. I enjoy being out. That's where Organic Robot came from. I enjoy being outside. I live from the weekends so I can get out, go backpacking or go caving or go get outside and do stuff. Go drive around back roads of Indiana, and see stuff and explore. I love that, but, I'm stuck at the computer, click, click, click for 12 hours a day, doing the other thing. I love graphic design. So that's the Organic Robot, the kind of balance, the yin yang, type of thing is where that came from. But that passion, what I love about this is that, I'm still doing the graphic design, which I love doing, but I'm getting hands-on. I can go to the press over here and I can actually print something and create something. It's a dexterity, instead of just click, 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 you're actually getting on your feet, walking around, creating something, making something, and it's a blast. I love it.
Yeah, and that's how I've been too. It's like I guess I didn't really know how much I loved it until I look back, let's go a year and a half ago, where I kind of started figuring out this whole podcast situation and figuring out actually what good social media content looked like and how to use video and content and stuff, which I thoroughly can spend way too much time tonight. Sometimes, like the other night, I woke up, I sitting at my desk at my house, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and I didn't even feel like it's too because I was so into what I was doing, creating this piece of content. And then I there was a certain situation, forget the piece that I was putting together that day, but something happened out in the world on social and through my followers. I'm like, this might not be a good time to post this piece. So I didn't post it. I just posted it like yesterday. I was ticked off because I spent so much time making it. You wanted to showcase it and send it out and show everybody.
Yeah.
But so the creativity part for me is awesome because I look back at 3 years ago when I first started getting the insurance business, or even back when I was working at MS, and I look at a piece of content then and I look at stuff that I've created now and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
Why didn't someone just look at me and say, your stuff looks terrible?
Yeah.
But you said the same thing. You just got to start somewhere.
You got
to start somewhere
Put it out there.
And do it because it will get better as time goes on. I look at some of your stuff here and I'm like, how can things get much better? Like this stuff looks really, really good. It's kind of got that, I don't mean this in a bad way because I maybe if I'm coming off the wrong way, but it's kind of got that, modern hippie kind of, like you said, caveman adventure style to it that I love, and it's the happening thing going on right now. As far as going back into your life, and this is I usually ask this at the beginning of the show because I like to learn more about you. I don't know you other than as the organic robot at this point in time, just like probably a lot of other people do. So I want you to take us back as far as you want and bring us up to speed. Obviously, we got that kind of middle piece of your most recent on how you started the business and why you came up with the name and why you decided the storefront here. But take us back all the way to high school, elementary school, heck, I don't care, college. Take us back as far as you want and kind of bring us up to speed as far as what your thoughts were, what you enjoyed doing when you were younger, and kind of which led you into your position here now.
It's a process, things in my goals and my beliefs and my passions have changed over time as well too, my family's been here in Hancock County for generations. I did not actually go to school here. My father was a Methodist pastor, and so we Southern Indiana, moved around 2 or 3 places when I grew up. I spent the majority of my time in Avon High School. I went through Avon Middle School and High School, which that was before Avon was Avon like it is now. It was just, a 2-lane road with cornfields on the outside from County Line Road out to Avon, and it didn't have a phone number or a zip code or anything. So it's a lot different now, but it was, and then after I went to college, I came back here and I moved Hancock County. My family owns a family farm just south of town here in Greenfield, just south of Greenfield, and so that's at that, like I said, I was in middle management at that time, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. The other thing I enjoy doing is serving people. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy solving problems. I love it when somebody comes in the door and they, got a problem. I want to do this. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. Solve their problem and give them something. They go, wow, they're blown away with it. I love that. I love serving people. So that, management. I was in the service industry, very heavily in the service industry and management. So, it was fun. But I didn't realize, that really I wasn't clicking on all cylinders, So then I've always been creative. I've enjoyed art. Actually, my brother printed this, but I painted this and a couple things. I have a couple pieces I've done in the back of the shop, but so it was great when I could marry the two together. It's been a blast.
That's awesome.
And it's also fun. I don't know entrepreneurs out there, but there's something. I've worked my butt off for decades for other people and making them a lot of money, and you don't really you see benefits, but not really. When you're have your own business, you start your own thing. I can make it exactly what I want, and any work I put into, you reap all the benefits or you take all the risk.
Right.
It's a two-edged sword, but it's really satisfying to know that I'm working my butt off, but I get to enjoy anything that that happens, you know.
And I think that's the fun part about it too, is like I obviously, and I think at this point everybody knows, like I want to own my own insurance agency, you know, before I'm 30. Like that's my goal.
Awesome.
I love insurance, and it's a passion of mine. But you have that thought of what is that? What am I missing? And I'm missing that leadership like right now. Like I love leading, and I love helping. I love helping others. And one thing that too, I think those loyal listeners, that people that listen consistently out there watching this, or if you're watching this on 9 Star TV, which if you are, appreciate your time. And John Painter, thanks for taking the opportunity to show these episodes on 9 Star. But if you're a consistent listener, I think, and it didn't just click until you just said something. There's from every guest that I've had on, from a business owner to a leader, let's take away all professional athletes that I've had on, or college athletes that I've had on. They all have, if you're an entrepreneur, there's something that they all have in common. And he has said 2 of them. One of them, biggest thing I think is the most important, is the enjoyment you get from helping others. Okay, so helping others is 1. 2, they have passion for the career that they're in and what they're doing. And the 3rd thing that I love so much is there's community people. Like I hammer it so much, Charlie, and I don't think I can say it enough, and I don't think anybody in our county can say it enough. You've got to support those local businesses. And I'm not meaning this, no pun intended, but the organic small businesses that people freshly start as entrepreneurs and grow, especially coming out of the pandemic. Like helping our community is huge because, and we were talking about this before, is being able to give back to those not-for-profits, those organizations that are primarily funded by donations and donors in the community. So, you know, really shopping these local businesses and supporting those local businesses is probably the most important thing if you've got a business or you live in a community. And I know sometimes you got to go have that Ruth's Chris steak. I know it's not in my budget, but you got to go outside of Hancock County to go, you know, change your appetite up a little bit. But there's so many places and so many businesses in our community, in our county that offer those services, and you just got to dig into it. And that's why what I'm trying to do with the show is get those people on. And I think Charlie's going to be my forerunner on getting me some of those cool people.
I've got some great ideas for you.
I can't wait, because I think that's what we need. I mean, there's just people hidden out there that are doing so much stuff like Charlie. Like I should have known Charlie existed prior to him having this business.
It's only been a couple months.
but prior to you having the storefront, that's kind of where I'm getting at with that. And I'm sure it wasn't an easy process, how you've gone through that. Was there a point in time in your life or career that you just, you know, and it's okay to if you don't want to answer it, don't say it. I don't care. But is there ever a point in time where, you know, shit just hit the fan and things all went south, and you kind of thought, okay, sit back, take a deep breath, and how'd you face that adversity?
Yeah, when I lost my job and you know, as a manager, that, I mean, of course, it just hit you, but. You know, I talk about my wife. We're both the same kind of way. We're like, I don't know. We're very loyal employees, and things have to be really bad before we ever move on. You know, and we just get in a place we want to be. You know, we're a loyal employee. We show up. We work our butt off, and until I lost my job because of the recession there, that, I mean, I didn't realize. And I got, and then, you know, started moving on from there. I didn't realize, you know, sometimes I should have done that 5 years ago, you know, or I should have, you know, and so sometimes the bad things like that, you know, are actually good and should have maybe even happened a few years before that, you know, and it just depends on, you know, and some people, everybody's different, you know. Some people are ready to jump a job like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I don't feel like getting up this morning. Let's find another job.
There are people like that, and you know, you part of you is like, you know, I guess nobody wants to work. Get your ass up and go to work and go do something. But the thing I've learned, and this I haven't really spilled out into the life events that I've gone through 2 years ago, but you know, I always notice or put it out there as I went through some personal stuff, and I'm just not ready there to open it up. But it all goes back to when you don't notice someone could be, you know, hurting, or someone could be going through something, and you're putting that person even more down than what it should be. And that's kind of when reality kicks in. You're like, man, you look at life and look at the world, you look at businesses, you look at business owners, and you say, man, everybody's got something they've gone through. And you know, if you're young out there listening and watching, like, if you go through something, it's okay. Like, ask for help from people. Like, I'm getting ready to ask Charlie for help on some apparel stuff and get an online store together. And because that's something I don't want to do. Like, it's something I would stress me out to try to do. And I want to be able to provide stuff out there for people in the community. Yeah. So I don't know if you got anything else on that.
Bad stuff's just, bad stuff's bad, but a lot of times it's a new beginning, and you can go places you hadn't, gone to before, after you work through it.
Sometimes hitting that reset button is all you need, and to flush it down the toilet to do that. So I want to dive into the organic robot designs here, and this might be a little longer of an episode. I know we usually go 30, 45 minutes, but if we go a little bit over that, I apologize because there's too much cool stuff. Kind of give us, I'll do a little, panorama camera view of stuff he's got going on here. For those people out there in the community that might want to either get an online shop or if they can shop online, when they walk into your store, what can they expect to see, and what are some awesome stuff that you're doing that makes it unique for you?
First of all, the store is just a really cool space.
It is.
It's just really awesome. It was redone in 2017 with lots of love. It's really cool. Come in and I'll tell you about some of the stuff. It's amazing what they've done here, and it's just a really cool space. But a lot of the showroom is. I've got a lot of stuff hanging on the walls, all the way 15 feet up the ceiling and all across. Just designs. I wanted, and that's the stuff that I sell online mostly, which is Indiana-based designs and outdoor recreation based designs. And I just wanted something visual when you walk in, that you knew exactly what I do, and you see, what I do, the quality I do, and you don't just see it, you feel it.
Right, I agree.
It's 15 feet high and 20 feet wide on 2 or 3 walls, and it's just it's really cool. It's a great experience when you walk in. But that's just part of what I do. I do just regular screen printing and embroidery and promotional items and online stores for businesses or clubs or teams, or do fundraising stores are a blast to do, because they're not only fun to do, but you're actually giving something back as well, where you can raise money, and it's a great way to raise money for your club or whatever, because it's easy. You don't have to sell, little bags of nuts that, everybody looks at the little catalog. And I guess I'll have get this bag of pistachios for $10. They're just doing it because they appreciate you and they want to support you. But you could do a fundraising store with something that's really cool and something that people will like, and you don't have to collect money. You don't have to fill out forms. Put up a fundraising store and people go and buy it, and I cut you a check and donate it to your cause from part of the proceeds out of it. So it's easy. You don't have, cuts all the collecting money and forms out in buying 5-ounce bag of pistachios for $10.
That'll be gone. That'll be gone by 5 p.m. because you just ate them all when you got back to the office. So when I look around the store, and when he says like you just kind of feel it, that's 100% true. Just the atmosphere in here is cool. Like, this gets and I'm kind of ticked off I came in here because it gets my itch going for wanting to do something now. The patience is a virtue. You got to be patient with it. But I see a lot of like adventure fishing stuff. I see some hiking, things in that nature. T-shirts that got some like uproots coming out of them. You're a big hiker, caving. You like doing all those adventures and stuff like that. What are some cool, unique trips that you've gone on, or some most memorable things that you enjoy, or whatever it is that brings you passion for doing those adventures?
I just love. I'm actually a chairman of Central Indiana Grotto, which is a caving club here in Indiana. So I'm chairman this year. I just started this past January. So. And that's fun. I enjoy that. I usually try to go caving several times, and actually I am going to have I have print and learn nights, which I'm planning on doing once or twice a month here at the store, where I'll have a 7 to 8 on a Thursday night, have a topic, and we'll talk about it for a few minutes. I'll have some designs on the press. You can pick a blank shirt out and I'll print it up for you, and just kind of learn. If you ever been to an REI class or something like that, just casual, you can learn about a different topic, whatever. I've got one from caving that I'm going to do here probably in March, and I'll have an opportunity to sign up to go on a wild cave trip afterwards too, if you're interested.
Woo!
So, but I enjoy backpacking. I always, unfortunately, the last few years I haven't done it as much, but I used to always take every other year after we got married and go for a week with my brother somewhere backpacking. And I love that. And it's been kind of hit and miss last 10 years or so. We've been pretty busy, but I really enjoy that. And it was taking a week and going backpacking where you take the first day, you're out away from everything and you're there and you're with people you enjoy being with, and it's just incredible. I've been Isle Royale up in Lake Superior and out west, and it's just a lot of fun. And a couple years ago, my daughter actually planned it, and she's in an outdoor leadership program, teaches at a university in Kentucky.
That's awesome.
So she actually planned the trip, and some of her cousins and my brothers and sisters came along. It was a blast.
That's cool. Where out in Kentucky is she?
Asbury University.
Okay.
Down
It's
near
Christian
Lexington.
college, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
And she helps teach in the outdoor recreation
Cool.
major, which, man, what a great major, you know? I mean, she took the class and now she's teaching in it. So she majored in that originally, but I mean, they go for a weekend and get, whitewater certification in West Virginia. Then next week in their Missouri getting climbing certifications, and it's awesome.
You've got me now wanting to like adventure off and do some stuff. Like I know Shelby, my other half, like, she would probably go camping and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I said, "Hey, come on, kids, we're getting in the car. Shelby's getting in the car. We're gonna go down to, we're going out west to the Grand Canyon. We're gonna backpack hike the son of a gun." It would probably be no, but I might
start with something smaller.
Yeah, maybe just go to like Indiana State.
Go to State Park, or go. There's lots of cool hikes, and if if the state parks are too busy, there's lots of cool things. We'll stop by and talk. I'll let you know some cool neat places you can go to that are kind of off the beaten path that are enjoyable too. So start small and move up. And it's also not for everything. Not everybody. My wife isn't quite as into it. But she doesn't always go with us, but sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't, and that's cool. She has things she does that I don't do. So it's kind of neat to you start out small. Don't go to the Grand Canyon and backpack. That's a camp. You don't want to do that, man.
Go big or go home. That might be a cool little like video piece or vlog piece we could do. Is like go out and I'll go hiking with you one day. Just don't kill me because I literally have not played I've not played college sports in 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
So it's like if I go like on a 7-mile hike and up elevation changes, I might have to backpack, or I might have to take my tent out halfway through.
We'll do something. I'm working on a waterfall T-shirt for this spring, and on the back will be a map, and it'll have a waterfall route that you can go to like 10 different waterfalls around the state. And I'll be putting up videos on, the different waterfalls. Okay, this one's a park and go. You can walk,
that's
100
cool.
feet and see it, or this one you got to walk 3 miles to see it, or that kind of thing.
I like that.
And I'm going to do, if you post on social media wearing the shirt, and tag me and hashtag me, then I'll send you a bandana that says Waterfall Challenge on it.
That's cool. That's cool. So, we might have to do some.
We'll get you out there.
Yeah, my ideas are flowing as you speak right now.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. I've been wanting to do some like different blogs, whether they're blogs or vlogs on the Inside Hancock County YouTube page, or even my website for social. So I think it'd be cool, and you don't know it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and tell Charlie he's going to be. I might have him guest blog or guest vlog something for us that we can send out to everybody and sell on some Indiana State parks and some cool little places around, because there are so many cool things.
Oh yeah, there
around, man.
I'm planning on making a recreation guide for Hancock County.
That's awesome.
And having it in the store here too. Just so people come in. Hey, you ever thought about doing this? And another thing, this fall I'm working on. I don't know. You always hear about the Covered Bridge Festival over there. Well, Rush County, right over here, the next county over, has probably about 20 or 30 covered bridges. You know that?
No clue.
And you don't have to go all the way there. There's all these covered bridges just a few miles from our door, and there's some beautiful ones, and I'm planning on putting together a little PDF, with drive thing, and where you can see some of these, but it's really, there's stuff right around here to do. There's a lot of really awesome stuff. Thornhill Preserve out there just south on Morristown Pike, a lot of people don't even know it exists. It's just south of town. It's just a little woods out there with some trails in it.
That's awesome.
And everybody knows Riley Park, and everybody knows Burke, what was it?
Beckenhold
yeah.
Park. I think it's what. Yeah, I'm glad.
Which is also a cool park because it's based on a prairie instead of woods.
Right.
So everybody knows those, but there's other things around the county too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, be on the lookout for stuff like that, whether it's on my page or his or whatnot. We'll try to collaborate and do some crossover stuff.
Awesome.
I think it'd be fun and enjoyable for everybody. And I know me, like that just got me for the summer. And I know last year I told Shelby, like, come next year, whether it's buy a kayak, I want to become more adventurous in that, because it's just, you get out in the world and breathe organic fresh air. I mean, just something different, and we all get caught up in let's do the same stuff. I get bored. We get bored doing the same stuff. Oh, we're going to go to dinner. We're going to go do this. We're going to go do that. It's the same stuff. And for me, let's get outside. Let's show our kids and kids how to be adventurous and open up their mind to new opportunities and things. So you've probably been on a bunch of adventures, and I don't think I've asked this yet. Maybe you've kind of hinted out there, but what's the craziest or longest adventure backpack trip, cave trip that you've went on?
Probably it definitely Binkley Cave System in southern Indiana, which is over 40 miles long. I was a Sherpa hauling camera equipment for a very remote part of the cave, and to document some of it. And when I went there, it was a 25-hour trip in and out. And
wow.
So it was incredible. It just wiped you out. But I carried the camera equipment. And at that time when I went in there, the places, the two big huge rooms back there that we were took photographs of, the photographer Joe Kinder. At that time, only less than a dozen people had ever been in those rooms. They're huge rooms that are as big as
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're 100 yards long and 80 feet high, and just awesome, and nobody had ever been there for. And that was a killer trip. You just had to keep moving. You didn't take breaks because, the first hour and a half was crawling through a belly crawl over cobblestone, and it was dry as could be. But after that, it was wetsuit the whole way. It was in water. So
wow.
So you can't wear your wetsuit in the dry part. So you had to carry an extra pack through a belly crawl and push it through, and then you get there and switch. And once you get in that wetsuit, you just want to keep moving because you get cold if you stop. So if you stop for a minute or two here or there, that's it. Until we got back to the destination. But it was something else. It was it beats you. And
so what you're saying is, if you're claustrophobic, that's probably not the best thing for someone to do.
And I said I'd never ever pee in a wetsuit, but after 18 hours I had to, and it would take 20 minutes to get in and out of it, and
wow.
So you don't have time to do that, because your body's going to wear out. You only could take so much food and water. You're
right.
keeping up with that as much as you can. You don't want to get cramps or whatever. You just had to keep moving. So yeah, it was that was the most out there. If something happened, yeah.
Wow.
There's no way. Yeah. So
no way out. You're in.
No.
You're in like.
But
a
it was
caveman.
blast. It's something else. And then I went on another trip, the same area. That was another same length, and actually got to map some virgin cave out there.
Are you serious?
Which was an incredible cave that nobody had ever been into. So. And there's still stuff out there, but nobody wants to go out there.
That's awesome.
Because it's so hard to get to.
Yeah, you probably won't catch me trying to adventure out and finding out just because nobody's been in there. You got me on that one. But no, it sounds like a fun stuff, and I think it really does. And when you talk about your personal, being an organic robot and your brand and how you've turned it into a pretty cool atmosphere at the store, it mimics. From who you are, from how you came up to what you're doing now, it mimics. It fits well, I think, for you, and
Thanks.
I commend you for doing that, and it's awesome to see that.
Appreciate it.
And I can't wait to do some things with you here in the near future.
Definitely.
As we're kind of getting towards the end of the show here, I like to go into a rapid fire session, questions. Maybe not be so rapid fire, because sometimes I just talk way too much, and I apologize if you do. But
My brain's not very rapid fire, so.
Sometimes I feel bad for everybody listening sometimes because I do get on rants and I talk way too much, but it's my show, so if you don't like it, then don't listen to it.
We're in trouble because I talk a lot too. So.
Get us in a microphone. We might be here for a minute. So let's hop into our 5 rapid fire questions. They're not usually consistent, but usually my first 2 are. My ADHD kicks in and I forget what I'm getting ready to ask.
Go for it.
Favorite color?
Green or black.
Mine
One
too.
of the
Green's my
probably
favorite
green's
color.
probably my favorite.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
It's got to be like anything with lots of chocolate in it. Chocolate, fudge, brownie,
You and
peanut
Shelby
butter, or
get
something
along.
like that. That's awesome.
Okay. What is your favorite local restaurant in Hancock County to grab a bite to eat at?
Oh wow.
If you have a couple, that's all right.
I have a couple. Yeah, I love the local ones. I mean, sure, the franchise stuff is cool, but you know what's going to make Greenfield different and a cool place to live are the things that aren't franchise. You know, those are all up north side town. That's cool that we have all that, but I enjoy like a tour of Italy. I really like that new pizza, Greek's Pizza.
Greeks.
in
I've
Wooden Bear.
not had the Greeks in Wooden Bear yet.
Man, that's awesome. They just pile stuff on there, and the pepperonis are like crisp on top. It's a don't talk about food here. So
I haven't ate breakfast yet. I'm starving.
So yeah, I'm really liking that pizza there. And Grigsby's, of course, is classic.
Right down. Plus, you can go down the street here.
Just
too.
right down the road.
I love it. What is and you may not, because you know I know females love shopping and love spending time at boutiques and stuff. Besides your store, you gotta go to a little local business or shop.
Yeah.
In Hancock County, that's pretty cool that you like to enjoy going in. Might be a competitor, but but a boutique in your shop is probably not competing against each other.
Yeah, no, we got some great boutiques there. I'm not in that stuff, but
I hope you're not wearing some type of little throw over Sherpa.
Yeah, but man, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the following that boutiques have here in town. Here we've got 3 or 4 of them that are just awesome. And I'm not in that, but I hear people talking about it. So they do a really good job. But the place I've been wanting, I haven't got down there because I've been so busy with the store here. I want to get down to Family Bike Chain and talk to him.
I've seen that. Let's go in there together. Let's go in there and
That'd be
record
awesome.
an episode with him together.
I mean, I'd love to check out with him. Check out with him and kind of look at. Think about it. Like a mountain, like a crossover mountain street bike type thing. It'd be cool to do, and I want to talk to him about maybe coming down talking about mountain biking in
something
or
in
something.
That'd be cool.
So, but I've been wanting to get down there. That's really cool. The grind is always cool, and hitherto, whenever I got some time in the morning to stop by and get something, there's a lot of great places.
There are.
So
phenomenal work or phenomenal categories of local businesses, and we're going to dive into some more. It's got me happy this morning. I think we're going to do some cool stuff here. Last question. This is more, I guess, serious. It's not so rapid fire, but it always brings some good content and a good message to maybe some young people out in the world, whether they're young entrepreneurs, people out there trying to make it, might be still in high school, or they might have just gone through some things and might need some advice on their next step. But through your life and your career, if you had one piece of advice for, whatever that is, if you had a piece of advice for somebody out in the world from either trials, tribulations, struggles, good stuff that's come from what you've experienced, what might some of that be?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one.
Question, I know.
Just throw it on me there, Mitch. I don't know. I think follow your passions is one thing, but work hard, don't give up. Like I said, I was talking to you earlier. There's sometimes you just got to do things and just get going, get the ball rolling. It's like the social media I was telling I just got to get stuff out there. I know it's not perfect. I know I stutter and I say a million times, but just put it out there and it gets better. We all get better as we go along, and just keep plugging away and don't hold back and wait until you're perfect. Just do it.
Let's do it.
Just do it, and before long you will be perfect.
No, Nike, that was not a plug for you on just
Yeah.
That's not. I like that now too. You're correct. Working hard, work hard and keep going forward. You'll have people that always say you're not going to be able to achieve it. They might look back at you, but do your thing. Be authentic about yourself and what you're doing, and just put your head straight forward and go get it. And be able to. My word for 2021, and I'll share it. I haven't shared it with anybody else. My word for 2021 is pivot. Like, be able to have your head and
you said it
on a
pivot word.
Swivel. Be able to pivot one way if things change, and that's what 2020 is. Like, taught everybody, like, be able to pivot and go a different direction if they have to keep business going, but still continue that, to pivot in 2021 and look at new opportunities and creative ways to, whether it's up your marketing, whether it's to grow your, personal brand, whether it's to grow your local business, or just, build your portfolio up for your next step in your career. So pivot, that's the word for 2021. I love that. Real quick before I let Charlie go and get back to his day, I'm over here at Organic Robot Designs. Where can people find you on social media? How can people get in contact with you, and give us a little description of where they can find you here at the store?
At the store here, you catch up with me Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I also have on my website, organicrobotdesigns.com. I have a Calendly link there that if you need to come in and talk to me before or after that time, just hit me up and schedule time on the Calendly calendar. You can just type in, because most of the time I'm here early and late anyhow.
Right.
Like, I had my open sign on at 6 o'clock this morning.
I saw that when I drove by.
So, when I'm here, but those are my regular store hours, but hit me up, and you can always, call and text me and say, hey, I'm going to be around. I'm not getting off work till 5:30. I'll stick around, that's fine. Just let me know. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I put a lot of stuff on there. It's amazing how many people come in the store. I saw you on Facebook. I immediately get embarrassed. But
that's good. That's good.
But,
that's organic reach.
But Instagram, if you do that, Facebook, and if you come in, you can sign up for my newsletter thing I send out once a month with what's going on for the month. Stop by and talk. That's the best thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you said something about, and I know this is probably a goal for you in 2021, build up your YouTube page a little bit, create more videos. People find you on YouTube, just Organic Robot Designs.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube too. I've got some stuff there. I got a bunch of caving videos, but I also have the business video, Organic Robot Designs videos. And I'm putting more stuff all the time. So
that's right, and he's doing it. Like I said, there's one thing he's doing for what I talk to people and tell people a lot on marketing side of things, and on the for other insurance agents out there, is just start it. Like, if you're fresh and new to something, just start it and go. If you go back to, like, Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, big entrepreneur, Gary V. If you look back at Gary's stuff, like when he had Wine Library back 10 years ago, or not 10 years ago, maybe it was 10 years ago. 10, 15 years ago, and look at his stuff then and look at it now, it's head over heels, like, just amazingly different. But he really did not care what it looked like back then. It's all about the context of the message you're trying to deliver, and is it something that people are going to be able to relate to and engage in with the first couple seconds of it. So I love your stuff, man. You're doing a great job. Charlie and I will probably do some things here in the near future to try to do some collaboration stuff and keep bringing you some things here in Hancock County. And hopefully by the next time I have put a podcast out, by the time you hear this podcast, hopefully we'll have some type of online store where we're going to do like an Inside Hancock County theme as well for you guys to purchase, and we're going to be giving some of that money back to some charities and local not-for-profits, which will be fun, and we'll choose those. And I've got a few that are near and dear to my heart. We'll talk about it, and we'll see what we can do to raise some money for that. So awesome. Look forward to it, Charlie. I appreciate your time.
Thanks so much for stopping by, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, be good stuff. So, if you don't follow Charlie, if you don't follow the Organic Robot Designs on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of that stuff, all of the above, go do it. He's got a lot of cool stuff, and you'll see on some of the pictures I post on social here of the shop that you'll just absolutely fall in love with it. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you, Remax Realty Group, for allowing me to put together a studio. I know I'm not in the studio today without the backdrop, but thank you, Mark Dudley.
Remax.
Yeah, right there. Thank you, Mark Dudley, Sue Mize, and Hart Sumar for giving me the opportunity. And also thank you, Andrew and Mallory and the Hope House Thrift Store for being a show sponsor for the Inside Hancock County Podcast. I'm Mitch Gibson. That's Charlie Vetters. Always remember that you can make a difference in Hancock County. We'll catch you next time on the Inside Hancock County Podcast.